Hey guys, what's up? I'm Sekhar and you are watching React Basics Learning Series. In the previous video, I covered the project demo and functional requirements part. As part of this tutorial, we are going to cover the UI mockup and component architecture, and then we are going to talk about the dependency tree for the components that we will be building. So as part of functional requirement, even though it was covered in the previous video, but just a quick recap, like we are going to have like create to do functionality, updating to do functionality, delete functionality, and you can mark to do items as completed, and you can view all the to do entries. I'm not going to implement all of these features, but I will cover the most important ones, and then rest of them like you can take those as assignment and try to work on those. So let's move on to the UI mockup and component architecture part of it. So if you look at the to do application, it is very basic, and we are going to have three top level sections like the to do app header. Then we are going to have the to do list wrapper, which is more like the body of your web application, and then you are going to have a to do app footer. Then in the body we are going to have multiple components which covers all the functionality and UI related to the components you will be building. So first of all, like we are going to have to do task list. So this wrapper is called as, the entire thing is wrapped inside a component, and it is called as to do list wrapper. And then you are going to have a component to do task list which covers the add to do task input box, where you can enter the to do item and click on the add button to add a new to do item. Then the next part is this is the to do list, and these are like the to do items. So here, as you can see, like there is a very clear separation of concerns, and each component has its own responsibility. So if you start thinking in this way, whenever you get a requirement, you need to analyze the requirement and come up with a component diagram. And if you start thinking in this way, basically you will have a very clear idea around like what you are going to build and how you can modularize your overall application and have reusability in place, because otherwise you will end up duplicating a lot of code inside your code base. So for example, in this case, like a task is a very reusable component which can be used for to do task list as well as the completed task list. So like you need to think about the requirements in such a way how you can make the components reusable, and so that like you don't end up creating lot of unnecessary logic and components, and ultimately you realize a lot of things are like could be refactored. uh, Even though when we start implementing this application, I will start with a very basic idea, and I will show you the step by step process about how you can refactor your code and think about even modularizing after you have implemented a lot of logic. But that will be covered as part of the coding videos. So that is a quick idea about the design of the component and the UI mockup. Let's move on to the next section where I wanted to cover the dependency tree. So if you look at this entire to do application, uh, the two components which are like the app header and app footer are very simple. It is not having any logic in it, so it is like very simple. The complicated part is the body, where you have the to-do list wrapper, and within to-do list wrapper all the remaining components are there which covers all the functionality for the app. So in the dependency tree, I have covered the to-do list wrapper component and how the dependency tree would look like for the list wrapper. So in this case, if you look at the to do list wrapper, it is having to do task list and then completed task list. These are the two major components. Then within the to do task list, we are going to have two different kinds of component. One is for adding new to do tasks, so that is the input box plus add button can be a component in itself, and then you have a to-do list which covers this particular section. So it is having all the tasks, and within each task also, like, we can have these action items, like there will be a button which you can click to mark the task as done. We can start thinking about, once the actions grow, we can start thinking about how even actions can be moved into a separate component. But for now, like, this design seems fine to me from a beginner point of view. So once you have these, then within the to do task list, this is the to do task list which we covered, and then within the task list we have tasks. So that is why you see the task here at the end of the dependency tree. The second part is the completed task list. So this is the completed task list component which wraps the completed tasks. Now if you look at the completed task list, um, so here, as you can see, we have tasks within that completed task list. uh, I think this completed task list is not required here, so let me just quickly remove it. So you have completed task list, and within the completed task list you will be having task. So there could be multiple tasks within a completed task list. You can uh, design it something like this as well. Task 1. So but basically it is just a same component. I have repeated because if you look at it, like, uh, uh, multiple tasks would be added here, so that's why I wrote it like this. But ideally it should be just a single task, because we are talking about the component dependency tree. So a completed task list will have tasks within it. So that's how the dependency tree would look like. I think that's all I wanted to cover as part of this video, and I hope the the tutorials that I'm creating is helping you in understanding the framework on how you can start thinking about building React applications, and it is adding some value for you. And if you are a beginner or if you are a college grad, it might be very helpful for you if you start thinking in this way. Even when you go on job, it will be very helpful for you when you start analyzing the requirement, start thinking about building certain features and all. I'm going to cover many more such applications, and in a very practical way. So stay tuned and make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel. If you think that this can be helpful for your friends, please make sure you share with them. That will help us improving our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon in the next video.